Hey, cyber family. And if you're not a part of the cyber family, then hello and welcome to you as well. Today, I am going to be talking about foster care because that seems to be such a huge thing. If you guys have not already looked at some of my stuff on Facebook or Instagram at Raising Cultures, then please do and join the conversation, okay? Because we want to make sure that we are moving the conversation forward in order to change the narrative as it relates to other races adopting transracially. It should not be this, shocker, or it should not be this huge deal when we see families of color with white children. It should not. I never would have I never would have known that this was such a huge deal until I recently adopted my own son, who happens to be white, and it has been such an issue. But why? Why is it an issue? Why is it an issue to get kids out of foster care? Foster care should not be a permanent situation for any child, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. It just should not be a forever situation. So if you have someone who is willing to adopt a child from foster care, no matter the color, then why is it such a big deal? Because I do know for years I've seen, celebrities, and I've seen in my own community, where Caucasian people adopt black children, whether it's in America or abroad, and it's almost looked at as, oh my goodness, you didn't save the kids. You're such a hero. Yay! Look at you. You're doing such a good deed. You've gotten them out of foster care. You've gotten them out of that, that country where they probably wouldn't have had a better life had you not taken them on. It's very commendable. I definitely, am a huge supporter of adoption, whatever your race is. I think that it's very selfless, because I don't think that people get into adoption because they want to be heroes. They don't get into adoption because they want other people to look at them as a savior. They get into adoption because they just have a love for children. It's so many reasons why people get into adoption, or so many reasons why people get into foster care. And you just never know. And I would go out on a limb and I would bet you my last dollar that it's not for show. It's not because they, want to take other people's children, as I've been accused of. None of that. It's simply because the foster care system is very overcrowded. They need foster parents. And B, because those children deserve a forever family, a forever home. They don't want to grow up in the system, whatever. They don't. So if you have the capacity to help, and you have the capacity to open your home and to love a child that is not biologically yours, then by all means do that. It's such a needed service. But when the shoe is on the other foot, water gets very murky. Water starts to get very murky, okay? And it's cool when you're a black couple, or single black person who is in fostering or adopting, to go and adopt black children. I think that's the only requirement that people think about black parents that foster, or black parents that adopt. You can only adopt if they're black. You can only adopt or foster if they're black. Like, hold up, because it's nowhere in any foster care rule book, any adoption rule book, that Black parents can only foster Black children. Who does that? Who said that? Show me now. Because had I not known better, the flack that me and my husband have received as a result of adopting a white child, that's what I would have thought. Oh, wait, you can only adopt if they're Black. Who said that? I did not think that was one of the requirements. As a matter of fact, when I talked to my foster care supervisor, I'm pretty sure she would have told me if the requirement was because you're Black, you have to adopt Black. You have to foster Black. No. Okay? The very ones that's doing all the talking are the very ones that probably have never fostered or adopted. Okay? Now, adoption is different when you go through a private agency versus when you foster to adopt. Okay, so me and my husband have never gone through a private agency to adopt. Okay, I mean, for one, I just feel like it's financially, I feel like it's not something that we, are willing to do. I think that it's very weird that it's so expensive when you go through private adoption or whatever. But hey, people do, and sometimes they make it work. Whatever. Me and my husband did not. But that was not my calling. When God came to me and told me to look into fostering, because it's a ministry. I think that this is something that God had placed in my heart, because I never would have thought to foster or adopt, for that matter, had it not been some divine intervention. Okay. He didn't say, I want you to go down there to your local social services, and when you get down there, I want you to tell them that you want to become a foster parent, but you're not gonna foster any child that's not Black. No, that ain't what God told me. No, God didn't tell me that. God said to foster. Period. And that's what we did. When you foster to adopt, you initially go in and they give you this long drawn out packet of all sorts of paperwork, and then some very nosy people, they get all up in your business. Okay. And not just your business. They get in your family's business too, right? So they want to know who all lives with you, who the kids are going to be around, what kind of church do you go to, are you, what's your political preference, what's your religious preference, what is this, what is that, it's so many questions that you have to go through to become a foster parent. Then after you get through that process, then you have to go through training. So it's not like you just go down there and be like, I want to be a foster parent. And they're going to be like, okay, well, we have 2 kids right now. Just go wait in the car and we'll bring them to you. No, no, that is not how it happens. Okay. So once you go through this lengthy paperwork process, right, then you have to go through training, and the training is very extensive. I remember getting off work, sometimes at 5:30, going right into training at 6 o'clock, standing there until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And this went on for months. I'm talking about 5-6 months, 2 or 3 times a week, and my husband the same way, because, whoever lives with you, they're going to this class now. They got to go. So we're in this, intensive training to become foster parents. And then once that process is over, then you think, okay, this is it. No. Then you have to go through other certifications, CPR, first aid, how to administer medication, and how to do all of these things. And so by the time you get through that, then you can become a foster parent. Okay. So I know it's very tiring, but only a foster parent is going to go through that if they, why would I put a stipulation on helping somebody? I done went through all this And then I'm going to put a stipulation on who I can help? Absolutely not. So that is one of the questions they do ask you. Are you looking to adopt? What's your end goal to fostering? Do you want to do respite care? Are you willing to take children with developmental disabilities, physical disabilities? Do you have a stipulation on age, gender, race? And I checked. No. We don't have a stipulation on any kids that God sees fit to place in our home to help them, whether it's permanent or temporary. No, we did not do that. So when we got the first call, our first call was Aiden. And when we got Aiden, and Aiden is biracial. His bio mom is Caucasian. His bio dad is black. We didn't say, is Aiden black? Because we can only take black kids. Remember, we're black foster parents. So everybody's expecting us to take black children. Okay. Yeah. No, we didn't say that. Okay. So in came Aiden, and it was rough. I mean, I don't know what people's idea of foster care is. Sometimes, I got this one email that said that I was kidnapping my children. First of all, let me tell y'all something. Now, if y'all don't know nothing about me, I'm not taking no extra children. Okay. Now let me tell you what I'm not getting ready to do. I'm not going to take on no extra children. The ones that God gave me, I only want them. I don't want them all. If God told me to take some more, I would, but I'm not going to kidnap them. Okay. I ain't going to kidnap nobody's children. So, I mean, you get all of these type of weird, crazy questions and statements and, in your inboxes and your emails. And it's like, I did. I kidnapped my children. Okay. And, from the perspective of a bio parent who has gone through the foster care system and who has had their children taken away for whatever reason, sometimes it may seem like that, but that's not the case. I'm not in this to kidnap kids. We know, going into foster care that the end goal is reunification. The priority is reunification. That means they want to make sure that they've weeded out and done all that they could do in order to reunite these children with their birth families. That's the end goal. And, sometimes as a foster parent now, I'm not going to lie. Of course, I've had kids in my home that I've gotten really attached to. Okay. But you suck it up, because your priority at that time is to provide the child with a loving, safe environment while their parents are getting themselves together, so they can receive their child back. So your personal feelings don't matter. Okay. You have to love and care for that child at a distance. When the parents come back in and say, hey, I've done everything that these social workers have asked me to do. So now can I get my kid back? They're going to, if they've met all the markers, then they're going to be reunited with their children. And that's what I want. Me and my husband, we want the children to be reunited with their birth families. That's the end goal. We knew that coming in. But it's those occasions where that does not happen. Case in point, my son Aiden, my son Princeton, they didn't have that opportunity to be reunited with their birth families. And so why would we have children in our home for 2 years or more in foster care, and when the opportunity to adopt presented itself, we wouldn't adopt them based on their race? Because Princeton is white. He's Caucasian. I mean, he is blondish, reddish hair, blue eyes. Sometimes you look at them, they might be gray. You know, some might classify as all American, whatever. He is white. Now, when they contacted us to take kids in general, they only give you about that much information right there. Can y'all see that? They give you about that much. And the main thing that they want to know, are you available? Can you take this child? Because we need somebody right now. And you can say no. You know, no, right now we can't. But if you are a foster parent and you have the ability to do it, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to say no. But you only know this much information. So when my foster care supervisor called me and said, hey, she initially called and said, I have a baby girl. She's 8 months. Can you take her? Sure, no problem. So she said, we'll be by there to drop her off to you in about 3 hours. So I'm like, okay. So, I call my mom. I call Mama Wendy. I'm like, Mama, I'm getting a baby girl. We have to, decorate. We got to get everything together for this baby. And I was preparing myself to receive this 8-month-old baby girl. I didn't know if the girl was black or white or biracial or Hispanic. All I knew, it was an 8-month-old baby girl. Probably in about an hour and a half, my foster care supervisor called me back. And she said, change your plans. You are a licensed therapist, right? I'm like, yeah, you know that. And you work with addictions, correct? Yeah, Okay. So we have a baby, a newborn. A newborn? Okay. Yeah, and we need you to get over there to the hospital and do skin to skin. So instead of taking the 8-month-old baby girl, can you take a few-day-old baby boy that needs skin to skin in the hospital? I said, okay, well, let me call my husband. Call my husband. My husband said, don't go over there. He said, don't go to that hospital, because we were not looking for a newborn. We had 2 14-year-olds and a 6-year-old. So, we were pretty mobile. Babies come in, they kind of slow you down a little bit. You have to do all this stuff, and car seats and bottles and diapers, and, they come with all kind of stuff. So I hung up with him. I said, I'm going. My husband, we can talk it out later, I'm going to go over there, She just said it was temporary, and he just needed skin to skin. I was available, and I was going to go provide that baby with some skin to skin, okay? That's all the information she gave me. She gave me the name of the hospital. She told me that he was a babe. He was a he, and that was pretty much it. Okay. Get to the hospital, and I get into the NICU, and I'm talking to the nurse, and I'm like, okay, well, this is what my foster care supervisor told me, and where's this, baby? I'm looking around. I see a lot of little brown and black babies in there, and they're beautiful, So, I mean, naturally, I'm like, oh, which one? And the nurse said, no, ma'am, that baby over there. I looked down and I said, oh, the little white baby. Now, pause. Prior to the call that we got for Princeton, we had not had any white children in our foster care. We've had several African American children who were, thank God, able to be reunified with their birth parents. We've had a few biracial children who were able to be reunified with their birth parents. And then we had Carly, of course, she's biracial. And then we had Aiden, and he's biracial. But they still have that half African American, and it don't matter if you you have 1%, 1.0%, 0.2%, it don't matter what percent you are African American, you black. I mean, that's it. They look at them, as black. That's what you're gonna have on your stuff. You're gonna be black. That's just what it is. It don't matter. Okay. So people's perception of that, excuse me, people's perception is those kids are biracial. So, I mean, they could possibly be her kids. They don't look at biracial children as, oh, you stole them or you kidnapped them, or, that's no way that those kids could be yours, because they kind of look, they look black enough, When I saw Princeton, I immediately noticed, of course I have eyes, that he was a Caucasian baby. That's it. I noticed that he was white when I looked down up in that look. I noticed it. But I didn't care. It did not matter to me. The only thing that mattered to me was him developing an attachment. Was him getting better. Was him feeling that closeness that babies need to feel when they come out of the womb. That was it. So I laid him up on my chest and I started to do skin to skin with this baby for a few weeks. Went up to the hospital every day to see him and do skin to skin with him. And not just me, my husband started coming around too. Then my kids started coming up there. My mama started coming over there. And so we bonded. We bonded with this baby. And when he was due to be released from the hospital, because we are foster parents, they asked me, would you mind taking this baby? And I'm like, absolutely not, And we did. And I'm so thankful that we knew his birth father, because I spent a lot of time with his birth father at the beginning. We spent a lot of time, getting to know Princeton and doing all of these things. And because he was young, just did not have the capacity at that time to care for him. And he told me, he said, if I had to, I could not have chosen a better placement for my son. So if I have to, give up my rights to him, I would not want him to be with any other person but you. My baby's daddy chose us because he could have kept fighting. That was his right. He could have kept doing all of these things, but he recognized that he wasn't going to be able to continue to fight and allow Princeton to continue to be in care. So he made the ultimate sacrifice, and I will forever be grateful for that. Luckily, he is also still a part of our lives, so we see him quite frequently, and Princeton knows who he is. So again, we adopt. Now, while he was in foster care and he's an infant, we would get all kinds of stares. Okay, whatever. But it was those bold ones, the ones that, try to stand in front of you at the store so you can't get out, or that call the police on you and they meet you at the entrance, or they follow you around the store, trying to figure out, now what you doing with this white baby? We've even gotten that. What are you doing with this white baby? What? Come again? You kidnapped this baby. What? So I'm a kid. Dark as I am, I'm gonna go out in public with a white baby that I kidnapped. That's all sorts of red flags. You think I'm getting ready to do that? I got licensure. I am not getting ready to risk that and go to jail. Baby, listen. Now who getting ready to do that? Who getting ready to do it? Not me. You know. So, yes, we've gotten it from both sides of the fence. We've gotten the racism up close and personal in your face. We've had our children's teachers question them. We've had people in restaurants come over and try to stop us from leaving, try to, pretty much take the baby. We've had people, we trying to take pictures, and she telling us that it's somebody's baby that she took pictures with weeks ago. No, couldn't have been. Then we get the other side. Why didn't you adopt black kids? Oh, you a coon. Oh, you don't even care about your own race. Oh, you a Uncle Tom. Oh, you a Ain't Your Mama. Oh, you a jigaboo. Oh, you just catering to the white people because you got a white son. And you... What? Like, what? It be your own people. It be your own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Okay. First of all, when you adopt any kids, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, then we can talk. But until you lift a finger to adopt, then my ears get ready to be closed, okay? You can call me what you want to call me. It's not going to change the fact that I have a white son, and I am going to have a white son forever. He belongs to us, and we belong to him. And whoever don't like it can kick rocks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, because your mindset ain't right. You need to go pray or do something. Because who would want a kid to stay in the system? Who would want that? That's the weirdest thing. So was I supposed to turn down my whole son and say, oh, he done came up for adoption, but he white, so he can just go on back into the system until somebody white come along to adopt him after I've had him for 2.5 years, and we the only parents he know. We the only family that he knows. I don't think so. Okay. Oh, you just should have kept him let him stay with a white family. No. Why? Why should I have done that? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you just gonna keep him from his culture. The white baby. I'm gonna keep the white baby from the white culture. That is American. How? How is me and my husband gonna keep the white baby from his culture in America? That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. And you just have to understand, like, the mindsets of people that do, that say these things. And prior to us adopting our son, you didn't think that you thought the country might have been moving forward a little bit until you really do something, and then you see now we done made some progress, but honey, baby boo child, we still got a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. And it's shameful. Shameful. When in 2020, that black people can't even adopt in peace. Now y'all need to stop. Black people, white people, you need to stop, okay? Black people, I want y'all to understand something, okay? Had God sent me some black children to adopt, I would have. And if he sent me one right now, I will. But he didn't. So I couldn't. Okay. Now I might not be as woke as some of y'all, because sometimes I just feel like if you don't want, oh, she ain't woke, that's fine. I'll stay asleep, but I'ma still have my white son. Okay. I can be the coon, I can be the N-word, I can be the ancient mama, the Uncle Tom, I can be all that. I think it's unnecessary, but I'll be that, because to my son, I'm just his mama. I'm just a mama. Okay. And before people, accuse or make assumptions or accusations and things like that, why you didn't adopt, then just, go check my story out. And to the white people that are racist, stop. Y'all need to quit acting like white people are the only people that can adopt all cultures, because it's fine when white people adopt other races, but it's not fine when other races adopt white children. Why you mad? Why? It's not that serious. Like, stop. Just stop. Because that's not going to change anything. You being racist towards me is not going to change the fact that he's still going to have black parents at the end of the day. I'm still going to be his black mama. All that. It's just not going to change anything. So, I just would like for everybody to understand that, A, it's okay for families not to match. It's okay. It's fine. Like, who died and made the rule that you can only be family if you have the same blood? You can only be family if you look alike. You can only be family if you're the same race. You can only be... Stop putting all those weird stipulations on what family is. Like, that's weird to me. Because we all mixed with something. Even the blackest of the black person got something mixed down in there. And even the whitest of the white person have something mixed down up in there. So it's not like, y'all, you're not even 100% whatever. So, stop. So, I just want to continue to bridge gaps, change the narrative, have open and honest conversations about foster care, about adoption, about racism, stereotypes, prejudices, biases, and discrimination, and all of these things, so we can understand each other and then move forward. Like, really move forward. And be better because of it. Not just say you gon', oh, okay, and then don't do anything about it. Because there's somebody that really don't want to change. There's somebody that's trying to just, okay, whatever. So, let's just be a little bit kinder to each other. And, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. And if you do, I really don't, if you don't say anything nice, I don't care. It doesn't, it's not going to make anything, it ain't gonna make me none. It just really is not. I just hope that we can start to have effective communication and and have a conversation with each other, because at the end of the day, we all got to live here together until we dead. So we might as well get along while we're doing it. Okay. So you know what, y'all have a very, very blessed day. And be a blessing to somebody else.